Hi everybody, welcome to Tech Growth Stocks channel. Today I present you a new episode. Specifically, I will give you 5 strong value stocks for this April 2021. So these stocks are of the Russell 2000 Value Index, and they have excellent momentum and they have good growth as well. And overall, the value stocks have outperformed over the recent trading weeks very heavily. So many of the tech names have underperformed, and the value stocks have outperformed quite strongly. So I think it definitely makes sense if you watch that video until the end and have a look at all of these strong value plays. So before I start right off with the first top value stock, I have to make a short disclaimer. This video does not constitute financial advice. It's for entertainment purposes only, so please consider that. And also one more quick note. Please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below and hit the notifications bell so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me, and also so that you do not miss part 2 of the top value stocks which I will be releasing soon. Okay, so that was it for the intro. So let's start right off with the first top value stock, and it is NVAX, Novavax. Here you can see the long-term chart of Novavax, and as you can see, since 2020, January 2020, before we were in a downtrend, long-term downtrend in Novavax, and then January 2020, we reversed from the lows with that downtrend, traded to the upside, and around February 2020, we broke the downtrending moving averages, and we could form a nice and strong uptrend since then in Novavax. And we see as well here, for instance, quite nicely we bounce of many of these moving averages here with that new uptrend. And I think these could be excellent supporting lines. For instance, here we bounce of the green line, the 100-day moving average, traded to the upside. And here we had a bounce of the 50-day moving average. We traded strongly to the upside. Then we had here a stronger correction, but here we had a bounce of the 150-day moving average, the orange line. And then we could trade to the upside, and now we are having a new correction, and we came back to the 100-day moving average in Novavax, and it looks like the green line here looks like we are just bouncing of the 100-day moving average, and as it looks like that we could continue with that overall nice uptrend since start of last year. And in the short-term chart here, we see a strong up move. Here the correction, here the strong correction, and here a tightening phase and a strong breakout to the upside. Strong volume came into the stock, very strong volume here. And yeah, here the other correction, and I think it looks like we are bouncing of the 100-day asset, and so I think it's currently an attractive price level for Novavax for a new position. And when we look at the growth characteristics, for this value play, these are excellent as well. The EPS growth is super strong, or it's very strong with plus 244%. And the sales growth, it's also very strong with 4,618%. And the relative strength rating, it's excellent with 98. And because Novavax is an excellent biotech play and benefiting from the corona pandemic, so I think it definitely makes sense to have a position in that stock now. And so I think it's definitely a top value stock for April 2021. Okay, so that was it for Novavax. So now let's have a look at the next top value stock from the Russell 2000 value index, and it is SI, Silvergate Capital. Here you can see the long-term chart of Silvergate, and as you can see, Silvergate is a quite young company. It had its IPO in November 2019, and you can see after its IPO, it built a nice IPO base here, sideways pausing period, or sideways pausing phase, there is a base. And then we had a nice base breakout. We broke out of the base, traded strongly to the upside, and we could develop a new strong uptrend. You can see now we're in a nice strong uptrend in Silvergate, And in the short-term chart, we are just seeing that. You see, for instance, here in the short-term chart here, I mean, these moving averages are quite nice, supporting lines. And in the long-term chart, we see that as well. For instance, here we had a bounce of the 50-day moving average. And yeah, here we undercut the 50-day a little bit, but still we could have a bounce between the 50 and the 100-day moving average. We bounced there, and now we just came back to the 50-day moving average, and I think soon we could see a bounce here and a continuation in the overall strong uptrend in Silvergate Capital. And when we look at the growth characteristics for Silvergate Capital, I mean, these are very good as well. The EPS growth is strong with plus 76%, and so is the sales growth with plus 26%. And the relative strength rating, it's excellent with 97. So with these characteristics, Silvergate is definitely a top value stock for March 2021. Okay, so that was it for Silvergate. So now let's have a look at the next top value stock, and it is OSTK, Overstock. Here you can see the long-term chart of Overstock, and as you can see, I mean, Overstock was in a long-term downtrend for quite some time, and then we made the lowest downtrend in March 2020, and we reversed from that low. We trade to the upside. We could break the downtrend or the downtrending moving averages around May 2020, form a nice and strong uptrend since then. And yeah, recently, since let's say around August 2020, we have been correcting in Overstock and you can see here we have been correcting. Then we had a strong move to the upside, but then the overall market corrected and Overstock came back as well, together with the overall market over the recent trading weeks. And yeah, when we look at the growth characteristics for Overstock, I mean, the EPS growth, it's sluggish. It's minus 146%, but the sales growth, it's very good with 98%. And the relative strength rating, it's excellent with 97. And Overstock is in a hot sector in the internet retail space. So I think Overstock is definitely a top value stock of the Russell 2000 value index for April 2021. Okay, so that was it for Overstock. So now let's have a look at the next value play, and it is HOME, Home. Here you can see the long-term chart of Home, and as you can see, I mean, we have been in a long-term downtrend for quite some years in Home until last year, yeah, until let's say we made the low last year in March 2020, and then we reversed from that low, traded to the upside, and we could break the downtrending moving averages around June 2020 and form a nice new uptrend since then. Yeah. And we see as well in that up move here, for instance, the 50-day has been a nice supporting line. Here we had a bounce to the upside of the 50-day, and then for instance, here we had a bounce of the 150-day, and let's say around the 50-day and the 100-day, we undercut those a little bit here, and then we had the bounce. And here it looks like still we had nearly a bounce, a little bit below the 100-day moving average. We had a bounce. So I mean, the 50-day, 100-day, and 150-day, I think these are excellent supporting lines for Home. And recently, yeah, we came back to the 50-day again, and we had the bounce. You see it here in the short-term chart. So I think still the level is attractive for a new position in at Home Group. It's not too high yet. And I think soon we could continue with the overall uptrend in at Home Group. And when we look at the growth characteristics for at Home, these are excellent as well. And I mean, the EPS growth, it's very strong with plus 176%. And the sales growth is also very strong with plus 49%. And the relative strength rating or the momentum rating is excellent with 97. So I think with these characteristics, at Home is definitely a top value play for April 2021. Okay, so that was it for at Home. So these were the top value stocks for April 2021 for today. I hope in that video are some nice value plays for you, which you can use for your research. And also, please subscribe now to my channel with a link in the description below, so that going forward you do not miss any market leading stocks from me, and also so that you do not miss part 2 of the top value plays for April, so which I will be releasing soon. Okay, so thank you for watching that video, and I think this year, at the end of the year, we will have higher stock prices overall because of this massive liquidity in the markets from all of these central banks and governments. This will propel asset prices and stock prices higher and higher. So there is no escape, I think, with an overall asset price inflation. And so I think it definitely pays if you do your research and watch out for to select the best stocks for your portfolios. And if you need some stock ideas, feel free to have a look from time to time on my channel, because I'm releasing many videos about the best stocks in the market. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Cheers.